My LinkedIn content strategy has made me over 250,000 euros in just last 2.5 years. And the same strategy has helped multiple coaches to get the same results like me. For example, like Chelsko, who closed over 9.7 thousand US dollars in just first 5 days of actually implementing the strategy. Rafael, who added over 15k in monthly recurring revenue to his business in just 2 months. And Brad, who closed over 7 new high-ticket clients in just first month of doing this. In this video, I break down exactly on how you can actually do that for you, what to post, how often to post, and how to actually turn your content in booked calls. And I'm going to show you some real-life examples of me doing it so you can see exactly how I achieved this and how can you actually replicate the same thing for yourself. So we'll start with the step number 1, which is going to be profile optimization. Now look, this is going to be just fundamentals of what we are going to do, because look, people do judge book by its covers, even though a lot of people say no, it's not. Yet that's true. Like, most of people online need to actually have a good first impression of you, and this is why your profile optimization matters. There are a couple of things we want to focus on. Number 1 is going to be actually profile picture. Then it's going to be headline, banner, and featured section. So number 1, when it actually comes to your profile picture, you probably already know this. Like, have just a simple, clean picture directly of your face, so people can actually recognize you as soon as you post something, right? And you can as well have some color behind you. That's basically going to be related to your brand. However, you don't need to have it. I don't personally have it because I like my picture that is without it, but it needs to be a clean, close profile pic that basically people can always recognize your face. Because look, when you leave comments on LinkedIn, when you post, people need to recognize you, and they won't recognize you if you don't have any actually clean profile picture that people can always look at and remember your face the first second you post. Then it's actually going to be a headline. Look, it's going to be simple as this. Just simply explain what you do in 2 sentences. Number 1 is basically going to be, I help this type of person to achieve this type of results in this period of time. Number 2 is just going to be experience that you had. So for example, helped over 120 people for the past 2.5 or 3 years. Then you have banner. If you don't know, LinkedIn banner is basically going to be a little bit bigger picture behind your profile picture. Now here, it's super important. Basically, it's again going to be a little bit bigger picture of yours. So it's going to be, let's say half of your body that people can see. Then basically you have to have some type of slogan that people are going to always remember. So for example, for me, that's client acquisition system that builds coaching empire. And I literally below that have just featured ad and then basically where I was featured. So for example, that can be LinkedIn news, some events maybe that you were, or basically be any accomplishments that you had. It doesn't even have to be a theory you were featured. Like for example, I helped this many people, work with this person, generated over X amount of dollars in the past couple of years, right? So basically something people can always like understand, okay, you're actually someone that's going to be worth watching. Then we have featured section. Now look, this is super important, but actually super easy. Simply explain a bit in longer, like what exactly do you do? Like go in details, explain exactly, what do you do, like step by step, explain who you helped, who you worked again and again. And as well, you have to actually understand that this is going to be for people who are generally interested in working with you. So here, not just only explain your service, but as well, give them your guarantee, give them your offer. And on top of that, actually let them know what is your goal with this. So for example, for me, I have over there in like some small part of it that I say basically, I don't do this just for money. I as well am here because I want to actually help people. I want to actually build something meaningful. And on top of that, of course, I want to build one of the biggest empires in the coaching industry. And this is the reason why my company is called Coaching Empire. So now once you have that, we can actually move to the second step, which is going to be content strategy. So guys, there are multiple tabs that you can do on LinkedIn, and all of them will work at some point. However, the one important thing that you probably know that is consistency is a key. I know I sound again like everyone else, but consistency is a key. You have to be consistent. You have to keep posting. When it doesn't work, when you don't feel like posting, keep posting every single day. It's the only way to success. However, there are some things that basically work better than the others. And I'll give you now a couple of formats that you can actually implement for your LinkedIn posts. Number 1 is going to be simple text plus picture post. So here you basically have a format of the text because as you know, LinkedIn is mainly a text platform, and you have simple picture of yourself or basically, like you living the normal life and having some type of quote edited on the picture. Why? Because when you have that quote on a picture, as you know, there are a lot of people who are on LinkedIn simply so they can engage. Because again, they are on LinkedIn, they want to engage, they want to leave some comments. So instead of them basically reading to your whole post, they can just go down to picture, see that quote that's related to the actual post, and literally just leave a comment based on that. Even though those people will not actually become your client, they're not qualified people, it will boost your engagement. You will start getting more viewers from actual people who are generally interested in working with you. So there's the one reason why you need to have that basically quote on your picture so people can comment even more and you can start getting more engagement. So number one is going to be text plus picture. Number two is basically going to be carousels. Now, for example, with this, you of course need to have text. So basically text post, but instead of the picture that you post, you basically post a couple of pictures that people can slide and basically to have story. So like pretty similar what you did in a text, but just make it bit smaller, a bit easier to actually read and a bit more engaging, which is good. I don't personally use it that much, but I know my friends use it, it's working, but I would not actually recommend that. What I would recommend is going to be number three, which is going to be videos. Now look, here you film similar videos like it's, for example, here on YouTube, like with a YouTube format. However, instead of, let's say, video being around 10 minutes, you have maybe video of 3 or 4 minutes, right? Where you explain systems, but really in depth. You go really in depth. Why this works is because people want to see some value. And to be completely honest, on LinkedIn, when you scroll, when you see all these texts, most people just copy. It's always the same. It's not the real value. When you post a video, for example, you're reading through some document, actually going in depth of something that you want to help them with, you'll get tons of engagement. And not only engagement, you will actually get clients. You can make multiple 5 figures per month just with this type of format. Because again, people appreciate the value you give them. So again, create a text, really nice text, and then on top of that, create the video that's going to be around 3 to 4 minutes in YouTube format, basically going really in depth with what you can help people with. Now, these are 3 formats that I recommend you doing. 2 of them will be the best, picture plus video. Now, what do you actually have to do in the text? Because to be completely honest, text is the most important part. Text is the main thing why LinkedIn actually exists. So look, here's the actual full structure of how you should actually post your posts. So as I promised before, I will actually now show you the real life example of the structure that you should be using for your LinkedIn text posts. Now look, for this, I'm going to be, of course, using my own post that got me pretty good number of leads and of course clients. So it's going to be a post that I called, "Here is how to go viral on LinkedIn." And look, this post is super simple. I explained to people how to go viral. And finally enough, this post went actually pretty viral, where I got over 2,000 impressions, 2,500 impressions, as you can see here. Now look, the first thing that you have to do is going to be this one-liner hook. So this is going to be the first sentence people are going to see in your post. For me, that's going to be, "Here's how to go viral on LinkedIn." As you probably know, hook is the most important thing, because without a hook, you can forget about the whole post. If people don't actually catch up onto your post, they will not read the rest. It's simple as that. You have to have an energetic, simple, understandable, and engaging hook. For me, that was how to go viral on LinkedIn. Then we have the second thing, which is going to be the actual re-hook. Re-hook is for me and how to actually get clients. Why is it important? It's because, again, most people want to actually get clients on LinkedIn. They don't want just to go viral. They don't care about the numbers. And this is why I actually got them something even more valuable than just going viral. And as you know, these are the only 2 sentences people are going to see in their feed. So if someone is scrolling on LinkedIn, they will just see these first 2 sentences, right? They are not going to see the rest, and they are going to click the button "See more." Only if the first 2 sentences are good. Hook and the re-hook. Now, once we have that, basically, then we actually start with the action. Here, we start basically with something I call authority building. Now, look, in this first part, for example, for me, I read this: "There is no such thing as luck on LinkedIn. Going viral isn't random, it's calculated. If your posts are performing, it's not because algorithm hates you, it's because your content isn't doing its job. But don't worry, I've got you." Now, why do I call this authority building? Because look, I here explained what they are doing wrong, what they're thinking about, what is their current belief, and actually how they can change it, and who can help them out. It's me, I've got you. So they actually start seeing me as someone who has that authority, and this is the reason why I should get clients from this type of posts. Not just because I give them value, it's because I position myself as an authority. That basically leads us to the next thing, which is going to be the body. In the body, of course, you have to give value. And for example, for me, I use mainly this type of arrows that you're going to see here. So for example, the first thing is going to be value, and of course, arrow, arrow, arrow. So actually people can, simply understand the value of your post. So for example, for me, you need to have a mix of value, entertainment, authority. The algorithm tracks how people interact with your content. It notices, do they read the whole post? Do they click on your profile? Do they like your comment? So this is basically value I'm giving right now to people, right? And as well, on top of that, I actually have this 3-step formula that works every single time, as I have written down here. And for example, here I've done it a little bit shorter than in this YouTube video. It's going to be hook, body, and call to action. And this is basically where people get a lot of value. And this is the body, the main part of the post. Then we have the one-liner summary, which for me, for example, was this. Remember, it's not about one post, it's about consistency. Keep showing up, keep improving. So it's going to be a summary about a post, some motivation I give to people, and basically after they get the value, after they send them authority, they can get some more motivation to actually implement that for their own business. And of course, we have the last thing, which is going to be, as you can see here, call to action. And I always put some type of question. So for example, here I use the question, will someone finally guess why I use the apple emoji? Because my last name in Croatian actually means Appleman. And this is why I as well use emoji as an apple for my brand image. So I ask them question, did someone maybe guess why I'm using apple as an emoji? And this actually led to a lot of people commenting. Why? Because again, I have something that basically I ask them. If someone reads your post, yeah, they will get the value. They might become your client, all this stuff, but it's actually going to help you even more if your posts go viral, if you get more engagement. And how do you do that? Is of course by asking them some question, because most of people will not just comment. They don't care about commenting, right? Most people are here because they want to get some value as well. So again, you have to have some questions basically going to get them to start commenting on your posts. As you can see, this got me over 71 comments, from where I got tons of leads. Then we move to the last step, which is going to be step number 3. DM strategy. So look, I will not go too much in depth on DMs because again, this video is going to be about content and actually how to get first of all leads. But I as well created a lot of videos on how to actually use the DMs on LinkedIn and how to get clients. I'll be super simple with this one. First of all, how to actually do inbound. So for inbound, I will basically again be using call to actions, like for example with the questions, but questions can be more direct. Again, for example, what are you currently struggling with? All the comments basically you start getting, you start messaging them. And basically start conversation based on that. So for example, you ask them, okay, I have seen your comment where you said, my main struggle is currently to book some appointments. Look, here's a completely free video that I filmed a week ago on exactly how you can actually solve this problem. It's completely free. I haven't posted it already. I will in some future, but I will send you before I even post it so you can actually implement it for yourself. They will appreciate so much. Why? Because actually you help them out and you don't need it. Because again, it's not some free video. It's not currently published. It's actually a pre-recorded video. For example, you say you're going to publish on YouTube in a week or so, you send it over, they are going to appreciate that. You repeat that process, maybe let's say 2 or 3 times, where you ask them 2 or 3 questions, you get them 2 or 3 videos, and basically you simply ask them for a call where you can help them even more and you actually go for a close. You can charge between $1,000 to $10,000 to say exactly how you can start getting clients from LinkedIn, from inbound outreach. Now, when it comes to outbound, it's going to be super simple as well. Find groups, find some basically communities where you can actually have your ideal clients in there. Send them connections. You can send around 100 connections per week on LinkedIn without using any softwares, like for example, Sales Navigator, where if you buy it, you can use 250 connections per week. Basically, send all the connections to your ideal clients. Probably around 70 to 80% will actually give the connection back. You start messaging them with similar system, which is again going to be simply understanding their current situation, saying them some free stuff, for example, it can be videos, and asking them for a call because you can help them even more on there. Then again, you will go for a close between $1,000 to $10,000. So guys, if you can follow this exact LinkedIn strategy, trust me, you will get fucking amazing results. Why? Because it works. It worked for 120 of my clients and it's worked. It's a proven system that we have been using for the past couple of years. So if you implement this correctly, you will get guaranteed results. Now look, if you want me to actually get directly into your business and help you to implement this, so you can actually start seeing results way faster, then book a call in the top link in the description where I'm going to jump on a quick call with you, see if we're a good fit and if we can actually help you out. And as I said before, if you want completely in-depth LinkedIn DM strategy, but I can show you of course even more than I did in this video, then click the video on the screen somewhere right now and I'm going to show you on there. So guys, that will be about this video. Hope that you enjoyed it, hope that you learned something new, hope that you actually implement what I just taught you, and I'll see you next one. Ciao.